Another day when the early risers were dealing with 0 or sometimes sub-zero temperatures, I think, Mallory. But as you pointed out, nice and sunny this afternoon and relatively mild temperatures.
Yeah, it's all relative at this point where we think, oh, 27 feels amazing. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at in the winter, especially after so many days in single digits or waking up below 0. And that was another case this morning. Driving to head out this morning, it was about 3 below here in Norway. Thankfully, it went up to 0 by the time I was out and about. But we are looking at things staying rather sunny. So things are warming up nicely. There's not a lot of wind coming in today, but there is still some out there, especially as we bring it in out of the southwest. And that's what's actually warming us up a bit. 25 in Wiscasset. We're at 21 in Rockland, 13 in Millinocket, 14 in Greenville, 18 Rangeley and Berlin. So I wouldn't call that entirely warm, but it is warmer. And that's, I think, what we're after at this point in time. Let's get a little warmer out there. When you do factor in that little bit of wind out there, it's not making a big difference. We're the same temperature in Wiscasset, but a little bit cooler in Portland. We feel like we're about 16, 15 in Sanford, 11 in Rockland. Not too much wind heading to the county, but 1 in Caribou and 1 in Holton. So single digit feels, some single digit temperatures. It certainly is on the cooler side, but the sun is out. And we have that cold air mass in place. That's going to stay with us for just a couple more hours. We start to get that little bit of mild air starting to move in as we see that warm front pass through, and that's going to pass through tomorrow. But when that passes through, we don't have a lot of sunshine. It's not going to be exorbitantly warm. It's just going to be warmer. So we might be getting those temperatures, to around the mid 30s inland, maybe 40 at the coastline. And then we start to bring in this system. So this is a pretty interesting system we're watching for the end of the week. We call it a thaw, but it's relative. It's not going to be that much warm air to come in. Then we have this system that's alongside a boundary. So we have a front coming through and a low moving along it. And as if we needed another headache of a forecast to deal with, this one's really complicated because it depends on the strength of the cold air behind it, how fast it comes in, how quick the front is moving, and how quick the low is moving along the front. So if you follow me there, you can definitely see why this is complicated. So there could be significant snow and also ice by the end of the week. So this is really going to be impactful Thursday evening into Friday, and then into the weekend we're just cold again. So we are back to our normal weekend forecast there. Definitely a cold Saturday expected. So we do have this warm up in the midweek, and then we are back to the cold. And that's going to stick with us at least into the middle of February. So if we go into tonight, those temperatures on the relative mild side, and that's because the clouds are going to come in. Once we get into tomorrow, we'll be mostly cloudy, might have a little bit of drizzle and flurry activity here and there. Not too much action on the water today, seas at 3 to 4 feet. We do have more cloud cover into Wednesdays. We've been talking about maybe some drizzle, maybe a little flurry activity. And if you're inland, some of this drizzle might be while it's below freezing. So freezing drizzle is a concern for tomorrow morning. I do expect some areas of black ice, and especially with how cold everything is inherently, things will freeze pretty quick. On Thursday, we're going to start off with rain at the coast and a mix inland, and everything changes to snow eventually Friday. We are cold again Saturday, and watching another storm for Monday, but we're not going to go there because that's another headache. So we only want to deal with one of those at a time.
One at a time. Thanks, Matt.